My name's Darren, and I struggled on and off with gambling through most of my teens and into my 20s, but it became a severe gambling addiction in my late 20s. But my exposure to gambling was from an early age. So I was fascinated with claw machines, your fruit machines, your coin pushers that you get at the arcades, all that. And I remember when I was a kid spending all my pocket money on these machines and having rage, thinking they were fixed. Like trying to pick up one of those toys. And then in football, growing up, my dad played football, and I was a kid that would go and look up to the lads. So you hand out the bookie slips, you take the money in, you'd put a bet on at the weekend, and I would rarely actually expect to win because your bet wouldn't come in often. It wasn't so much about that; it was a social aspect of you and your friends. Things started changing for me when bookmakers essentially became mini casinos. So you had your FOBTs, they're your fixed odd betting terminals. They're like those big flashy machines that you see with your roulette, your slots. They sped up my gambling quickly, and I went from a casual gambler, to use that word loosely, to a gambling addict very, very quickly because they're addictive by design. They are made to hook you, they are made to take money off you. Even if you win, you will be back putting your winnings back in the machine because when you become addicted to gambling, you have essentially rewired your brain, and your impulse control and your mental health and your ups and downs emotionally become very fractured, and all you can think about is gambling. They call it the hidden addiction because you could walk down the street and you couldn't spot a gambler. But people are gambling in plain sight, and especially younger people now with your smartphones. If I had a mobile and was able to gamble then, I really don't know where I'd be today. All gambling, doesn't matter if it's a scratch card, if it's your roulette, if it's putting on a horse, everything carries a level of risk, and you have to be aware that things can get out of control very, very quickly. My advice to you, if you're already gambling, is you've got to open up and talk to somebody. You've got to get that support in, because the more that you leave it, the more the pressure builds. The way that you can get on top of your gambling is by taking an active interest in how your brain works, really putting your own mental health and your surroundings, from your physical health to your social circles to your access to money to everything. You have to treat it as one whole round support for yourself, and really get into why you do the things the way you do, and explore this. Not easy, guys, but I'm proof that you absolutely can get on top of it. Okay, 6 years without a bet. I've got a wee page called The Rule It Out. I've shared everything I can possibly share about what helped me get on top of my gambling. But the big thing, which I will reiterate again, open up, talk to somebody, and start having honest conversations with yourself.